here with Terese Blommaert, and she is the overall 4D average champion in the Open of Pink Buckle 2020. Terese, you have an incredible story with this mare, and she's actually one that you raised. Tell us a bit more about your breeding program.
Well, I am a small breeder, and I just breed 2 to 4 mares a year, and I usually keep 1 or 2 and sell a couple to kind of supplement my hobby and my sport and my program. My money goes pretty much back into the program. So
fantastic. And tell me about this 4-year-old traffic guy mare.
Well, it's kind of a long story. The Ashfords, had traffic guy back when I bred my first mare to him, which was a hooked on cash owned daughter. We tried twice. She never took. So I had to wait a whole year and let my good 1D, 2D horse off. And we bred her. She took first time, and she's a own daughter of Purity Dash, and I love her. She's one of the best horses I've ever had. So she took, and a whole year later had to wait again. I get Vogue, and she's totally sorrel. She's a limited edition traffic guy, I call her, because they're mostly buckskin, palomino. I get the sorrel. But she's very special. We bred her, raised her, trained her. She's got about 15 to 20 runs under her belt so far. So I just entered her in Pink Buckle in the Open, even though she's futurity eligible this year, because I just didn't think she was ready for a futurity. Some weekends, we don't go every weekend. Some weekends we're in the 2D, some weekends we're in the 4D. So for me, the Open was very attractive.
Wonderful. And you guys had an amazing weekend, took home some wonderful checks. You have a great story about this mare and how good-minded she is. Would you tell us more about that?
She has always been easy from halter breaking. We're hands-on. Every baby that I raise, I'm hands-on from day one. Of course, I have a little boy. He's 8. And I would say he's part of the desensitizing. He's all over these babies. So they're pretty, I'm not going to say bomb-proof, but they're pretty used to kids by the time they leave me. No one's really had a problem breaking one that's come from me. This baby in particular has been my favorite. She just fits me. She's been just easy, never bucked, never flinched when we saddled her the first time. My child was getting on her bareback before she ever went to the trainer. She came home as a 2-year-old, and my child, who was 6 at the time, could hop on her and ride her himself. And I would never put him on a 2-year-old. So now we love traffic guys. I bred this mare to 2 other stallions after getting Vogue. But now that I'm riding her, I like her so much that we bred her dam back to traffic guy, and she's in foal now. So that's very exciting.
Oh, that's so exciting to get a full sibling.
A full sibling, and they could be total opposites, but we're hoping that it's just like Vogue.
Now tell me, as a breeder, and you said you breed a few mares a year, how do you go about making sure that the colts that you raise not only fit what you like to do as a competitor, but also have optimal marketability?
Well, I feel like, one, you have to pay attention to the market, and as you mentioned, the market's changing, and it's always changing, and it's always going to change. You just have to constantly be aware of what's in demand, because like me, for instance, I'm not going to always be able to keep them all. I can't ride that many horses myself. I'm not a big futurity trainer. I like them to go to the futurity trainers. But I don't know if, I like to ride papers, I guess is the best way to explain it. And I have seen great horses do great things, a lot of them. But I think when you have a proven mare and a proven sire, and it's in the sport that you like to do, it dang sure increases your odds when you're breeding that combination. And you've got to make sure that the mare is a good cross on the stallion.
Yes.
You don't just want to pick a stallion because he's doing good. It's got to be, the mare is the biggest part. It's the key to the whole thing. So you've got to really think about it before you invest your money. And I always tell people, vet bills don't discriminate, so make wise choices.
That is so true, and that's excellent advice. I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this who do the same thing, and they love breeding a handful of mares each year. That's what's so exciting about where the industry is at right now, is we really have access to some of the best genetics that we've ever had. So it's a very exciting time to be raising barrel horses. My final question for you is that recently some traffic guys made headlines for being in the snaffle bit futurity. So how do you as a breeder feel about that bloodline doing so well in a number of events?
I've watched Traffic Guy since the beginning, you know, and Tammy Fisher used to campaign him, and the Ashfords did so well with him roping. He can head, he can heel. He's always had the versatility. It appeals to a lot of people because they can not only use them in the barrel pen, they can take them out on the ranch like us. We live out on a big ranch and we can pin cows or drag them to the fire or whatever. So them being in the snaffle bit futurity really doesn't surprise me at all. You know, they're very catty and very level-headed, as I mentioned about my baby. They've got brilliant minds, and I'm not going to say they train themselves, but they're very easy to train. And I like that. I've had a lot of hard horses in my life growing up that have been, you know, late to mature or hard-headed, and Traffic Guys are just a good match for my personality, and they're easy to get along with, and I think they can do anything. It's just like, for instance, Lisa Lockhart's Louie, he was a snaffle bit horse too, so, and he did amazing. So you can't, and just like the roping in the pink buckle, these horses can do anything. They're not just bred to run. You know, let's see what they can do in the rope and pin.
Yes, that's going to be so exciting next year to see how they perform in the breakaway as well. Maybe we'll get to see you and Vogue crack out in the breakaway next year.
I haven't roped in 20 years. I might rope myself, you know. Pink buckle's definitely been exciting. I've been blessed. It's the biggest win of my life. I'm just thankful for all the sponsors, everybody that's put it on. And I tell everybody, they said, what were you thinking before you ran? And I said, honestly, I was in the warm-up pen and I just prayed. I just prayed over it and said, just keep us safe. It's just a great experience anyway. I had to just clear my mind and say, no matter what happens, we're here having fun. I'm blessed that I have her and she's in this program. Mm-hmm. And we did have a stumble during our run. It was a pretty bad stumble, but she just powered through it, and I guess it was meant to be.
Couldn't say it any better than that. Terese, we are thrilled for you. Thank you for coming and being a part of Pink Buckle 2020, and we can't wait to see you at future buckle events.
I'll be back. Maybe I'll stay long enough to be interviewed in person next time.
Well, this was fun too. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.